In this video, we're going to learn how to use Nearpod as a synchronous tool. It is very similar to Peer Deck. They both integrate very well with Google Slides. So I'm going to show you some features of what to do here. So the first thing you need to do is obviously go to nearpod.com. Okay, sign up for free if you don't have an account already, or just log in. You'll be using your school email, so Google sign in for both if it's your first time or you already have an account. So you log in with Google. And so it's going to bring you to your homepage with your library and your lessons. Okay, you could create your own. So if you have a good lesson on Google Slides, you just import your lesson and add all the features of Nearpod to it and make your slides interactive. So you create your own, or you could go to the Nearpod library and just search. So if I want to look up, exponential functions, you can see that they have some pre-made, some you could buy, some that are free, and you can just add these to your lesson. So this one's on linear and exponential models. So I could preview the lesson, see if I like it. And if I like it, I could add to my library. It says added successfully. So if I go back, you can see that it's there. I've downloaded a few. I've made one of my own. The more you play with the features, there's lots of very cool features in here. So you can download theirs and then edit it and add more slides, do whatever you need to make it fit you. So to do a live synchronous session, you have two options: live with Zoom or just live. I'm just going to use the live feature right now because we've already created Zoom in our Canvas classroom, so the kids will already have access to the Zoom meeting. And so when I'm ready to do this lesson, I just click on live lesson, and it's going to create a class code. But when we're using Zoom, we don't really need that class code. We're going to copy the link. Okay, we're going to go to our Zoom meeting. And in the Zoom meeting, make this full screen. I'm going to go to my chat box. I'm going to paste in the link. Now, when we're ready to go, I'll say everyone go ahead and hit the link. We could do this right now. You have options. You could do this whole class. So you're leading the discussion in front of everybody and have their mics off or on. To do it, I'm going to show you a little bit feature to make it asynchronous type. You can have them go at their own pace. And if you're going to do your own pace, you could do small groups. So they're working together and at their own pace. But if you want to control the lesson, you're going to do a whole group. Okay, and so everyone could hear you talk through Zoom. But if you want them to talk, they've got to turn off their mics, and you could call on people and make it a little bit interactive like a classroom. But everyone's going to click on this. All the students will click on this. And if you're going to grade it, it's really important that they type in their name right here so that you can see, okay, their name when you look at the reports. So if you're not going to grade it, it's not that important, but I would still have them type in their names, hold them accountable so you know who's doing what, who's answering what. They hit join session. Okay, and they can do anything. So this is what they're looking at on their screen. They had the Zoom program open up. They could have it minimized so they could see both. Okay, they could not even look at this at all, just have that in the background, but you can still hear the voice. But they can't do anything right here. The teacher is going to control it. So from back to my library, okay, I control it with these arrows. So as I move the slide, this is what the teacher sees. Now you go to what the student sees. They're seeing the exact same thing. So as the teacher progresses on, with this, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back there. Sorry. So the teacher sees this, but this is what the kids see. The kids actually see the activity. So as the kids are matching definitions, okay, so any quantity that decreases by a fixed percent over regular intervals is going to be exponential decay. They get a match. So on the teacher side, you can see they got 1 out of 7 matches on their first try. And so they could keep going. And so you get to see whenever all the students that are logged in have 7 out of 7 or 7 tries, whatever you want to give them, okay, then you can move on to the next slide. So you control the pace. And again, while they're working on this, okay, they could hear your voice. So you could interject and give them hints. You could call on people to help. Again, if they're doing it asynchronously in small groups, okay, they could be talking to each other and helping each other move along. But again, that's a different, instead of going live, you're going to want to do that self-paced. So as the teacher, you just move all the way through. Now the kid sees the next one, it moves them off. Okay, and so you just go through the slide. Now again, so here's another activity the kids will be doing. So on theirs, okay, now they're matching up the graphs with the tables, okay, or the descriptions. Okay, so you got to match, okay, linear and exponential equations with graphs and tables. So that's an activity, and again, as we progress, I can see that there's no matches made. Okay, so again, the directions are there. Okay, so with its table, so if we're looking at this graph right here, it has a y-intercept of 3. One, it's one is not 6, so it's not that one. 3 to the x, we're looking for a growth function. 1, it's 3. So we could match those, okay? And so we're just working through and looking at all this stuff. So I could see that 1 of 9 matches were made. Okay, no answers yet. So what's that look like for the open-ended question? Okay, they could type something in, submit it. Okay, as a teacher, their response comes up. Okay, teacher moves on, and we just go through how confident do you feel. So the student takes a poll, answers that I feel confident or doesn't, submits the answer. Again, the teacher sees, okay, that one student will have selected A. So it's pretty synchronous right there. That takes 2 seconds for it to show up. All right, and so that's how we could do this without doing the whole thing. So I'll leave. So as we run out of time, we could resume it later. Okay, and so now once I leave, okay, the students can no longer work on it either. Okay, but we were done, so we're good. Now I go back and I can look at reports. So I find the assignment. Okay, one student did it. I could look at how well they did on the activity. So on the polls they did, we did get the matching, we didn't finish. Okay, so kind of shows you what kind of questions they answered. Okay, and if they participated in everything. So that's what we can be doing synchronously with Nearpod or Peer Deck. It's very similar. So if you want to put this in the grade book, you use the reports from here and input them into Canvas grade. You made it an assignment. If you just did it from the page and you never made an assignment, then you don't need to grade it. It's up to you if you want to grade the synchronous part or not.